and welcome to another PlumPot video tutorial. My name is Kerry and today I'll be showing you how to create your very first electronic schematic using a free open source software package called Kicad. So let's say we have this super cool project here that we've been working on, and we've built it on the breadboard and we tested it and it works great. But as you can see, it's not really the neatest solution. And so if we want to step up our project to make it a bit more reliable and a bit more polished, in the end, a good way to do this is to design a printed circuit board from the circuit that you've made. So in this video series, I'll be showing you step by step how to go from your breadboard circuit to a PCB circuit. So the circuit I'll be following with this tutorial is a simple LED circuit with a switch to turn it on and off. Kicad is the software package that we're going to be using in this video series to design our schematic and our PCB. Kicad is open source software, so yes, it is absolutely free for anyone to use. And actually it has most of the functionality that a lot of the super expensive packages have. So it's perfect for anyone to try out and get started in their hobby projects to take it to the next level. So to install Kicad, we first need to go to their webpage. So open up your browser and navigate to the Kicad EDA webpage. I'll put a link in the description so you can find it easily. Then click download. Then on this page you just choose the operating system you're using. For us we're using Windows, so we select Windows. And my operating system is 64-bit, so I'm going to choose the GitHub Global download for the 64-bit, and it'll take a while to download. I see it's 1.1 gigs, so let's be patient. So once Kicad has eventually finished downloading, you can install it like any other program. Once it's installed, just launch it and this window will open. It's pretty user-friendly, and the first thing we need to do is create a new project. So go File, New, Project. I would recommend giving it a useful name. You'll thank me later because this will come in useful when you searching back in your projects to try find what you were working on, or when you're communicating with the suppliers of the PCB. It helps if your project and your files have a useful name describing what you're talking about. Then you know exactly what is being made and all that. So since our PCB is containing an LED with a switch and a battery, let's just call it tutorial LED switch, and click save. Assuming you're in the directory you want to be in, click save. So now you can see that we're busy working on our tutorial LED switch project. Now in your project, on the left hand side here, you'll notice that your project already contains a few files. This one is just the general project file, and these two are the core of what we'll be doing. So this is the .sch, this is the schematic file, and this is the /PCB file, which is the actual design of the circuit board. So think of the schematic as like the functional diagram, like the sketch of what your circuit is going to be doing and how it's going to be doing it. And then the PCB is actually physically laying out all those components and those tracks in a way that it will be created in the real world. So I took the liberty to just write down here the components that we're going to be needing for our circuit. So let's start by selecting the symbols for each of these components and placing them on our sheet. So if you look on the right hand side here, we have the toolbar with a bunch of different functions. To locate a symbol, we're going to use this one that is labeled place symbol. So we click it and click anywhere on the sheet. Your symbol library will then open up, and let's search for a battery. This battery cell is a good simple symbol for a battery. Try say that 5 times fast. And you select it and place it on the sheet. Now if you look at the cursor, it is still in this place symbol mode. So let's continue to place the other component symbols. So we click the sheet again and let's search for LED. This one over here, this light emitting diode, simple, clean symbol for LED. So place it anywhere on the sheet. And then let's place another one. And let's look for our switch. If you type in switch, you'll see there's an abundance of different types of switches that you can select from. So if we collapse all of these lists until we get to switch, so these are the more normal switches that we know. You can highlight some of them and see the different kind of switches. I'm going to go with this symbol because it's a pretty simple generic switch symbol. And we click OK and place it down. And last but not least, we need a resistor. So we type in resistor. And I see it's on my recently used, but here we go. This is a normal generic resistor that we can use. You can also see there's a bunch of different types, but we're just using a simple resistor. And place it on the sheet. The next thing that we're going to do is lay out these symbols in a neat manner and then connect all of them together with the wire. Now it is generally a good practice to keep your power source to the left of the diagram, also to the top of the diagram, and then kind of have your circuit flowing from left to right, but that's just a general rule of thumb if you can for simple circuits. But as things get more complicated, it obviously isn't that simple. So let's start by selecting this tool here, select item. And with that, we can grab our battery cell and place it to the left. Then we will take our switch and kind of place it over there. And then we need to place our resistor first. What we can do, if you want to rotate it, is highlight it so that you're busy carrying it around and press R, and then it will rotate. So let's rotate it so that it's next to the switch, like that. And last but not least, our LED, let's place it like this, nicely in line with the battery, like that. There's no special rules about how you have to lay these out or if you want to be neat or not. That's just up to you and your personality. So have fun. So next, let's place some wires. So come here to the place wire tool and let's connect everything. So just click on this node here by the battery and drag your wire around to where you want it to go. So let's make it a nice bend over there, and I click on the first node of the switch. And the other side of the switch, I want to connect that to the resistor. And on the other side of this resistor, I go around to the LED like so. And there we go, we've connected our circuit together. Now I can explain the direction of the LED. So our battery current will go from positive to negative. And for an LED like this one to show light, the current needs to go through it in this direction. If the component is placed in the opposite direction, like that, then it will act as a barrier for the current, and no current will be allowed to pass through this LED, and no light will show, and you will wonder what is wrong. Normally that happens when someone connects it the wrong way around, so just take note of that. At this point in the process, it's okay if you don't know exactly which physical components you want to use on your end PCB. For instance, like, do I want to use a push button or a switch? Or do I want to use through-hole components or surface mount components? That we take care of later when we design the PCB. For now, the schematic is just a diagram of how the circuit works and how it functions. So we will get to the physical components in a later video. So you can see that our circuit contains a lot of question marks. If I go a bit closer, we can see that this says BT question mark, SW question mark, R question mark, D question mark. So this is just labeling that hasn't been filled in yet, but these labels are actually called designators. And what they do is actually give each symbol on our schematic a unique ID, so that later when we are creating our printed circuit board design, we can easily identify the various pins and components that we need to connect our wires to. So the best way to annotate, i.e. assign designators to these symbols, is if you come to Tools at the top toolbar and then click on Annotate Schematic. You'll see that this window comes up. So you'll notice that a lot of these settings have been pre-filled, and for now with our simple schematic we can just click Annotate. And it tells us exactly how it's labeled each of our components. So because we only have one of each, it's just given us an ID of BT1 for our battery, D1 for our LED, R1 for our resistor, and SW1 for our switch. And that's it. We click close, and now our schematic is labeled. Another good thing that we should do on our schematic is to label our power point and our ground. So to do that in Kicad, come over here to the right hand side to the Place Power Point, Place Power Port button. Select it and click anywhere on the schematic. Now our battery is going to be 5 volts, so let's quickly search for a 5 volt power label. And because the 5 volts is going to come straight out of the battery, we label that 5 volts there. As you can see, like I mentioned before, your power is generally on the left rail or kind of on a top rail like that. Oops. Takes a while to get familiar with the mouse actions of navigating around the program, but that comes with practice. Next, we need to place our ground. So we click again on the schematic because we still had the Place Power Port tool enabled, and let's just do a quick search for ground. There you go. So let's click ground and let's place it. I can't really see, so I'm going to place it. Come back to the select tool, zoom in a little bit, and let's place our ground. And that's it! You've designed your first schematic. Join us in the next video where I'll be taking you through how to design your PCB from this schematic. Also, everything that we've covered today you can also find in a tutorial written by JP on the PlumPot website. I'll provide a link in the description below. And lastly, if you're enjoying these tutorial videos, then please hit the subscribe button and the little bell icon and give this video a like. It really helps us out. Thank you. And that's it for today's video. See you next time.